Downtown Kansas City is undergoing a massive transformation unlike anything we've ever seen before. Over the last 2 decades, downtown hasn't just grown, it's exploded, with the residential population soaring by 139% to more than 33,000 residents since 2000. I'm Kyle, your local realtor and insider, and in this video, I'm going to break down all the incredible changes happening right here in downtown Kansas City. Everything from the ambitious projects, creative initiatives, and strategic developments that are working together to create a downtown unlike anything we've ever seen before. Whether you're thinking about moving here, you live here, or you're just curious about urban development, you're gonna wanna see what's coming to downtown Kansas City in 2025 and beyond. Every year, downtown just keeps getting better. As someone who grew up here, I can tell you it didn't always used to be this way. But thanks to new additions like apartment projects and the Streetcar, downtown has gone from grim and lifeless to a vibrant hub over the past decade. And look, I get it. Some of you think that these apartments are too expensive and that the developers shouldn't be receiving tax incentives to build them. But if it weren't for the Light series, for example, and other residential projects providing more options for living downtown, then we wouldn't see energy like we did for the AFC Championship game with loads of people downtown, shopping, dining, walking around, and exploring. It's something that we'll continue to see more of, especially when you consider that we're expecting downtown's residential population to hit 44,000 by 2035. That is a huge turnaround. Now, speaking of 1, 2, and 3 Light, the success of the Light series has been crucial to the development of downtown Kansas City. Despite pushback on the incentive package from some city council members, 4 Light was greenlit, marking another milestone in the series. This $156 million project by the Cordish companies is turning what was once a parking lot at 1400 Main Street into a vibrant 25-story tower. It'll introduce 293 luxury apartments and 17,000 square feet of retail space to the skyline, further energizing the Power and Light District. Each apartment, ranging from spacious studios to luxurious penthouses, will feature 10-foot ceilings, custom Italian cabinetry, quartz countertops, and smart home technology. The top floor will be devoted to premium amenities, including an infinity edge pool and a state-of-the-art fitness center, enhancing the living experience for residents. And these apartments, they aren't cheap, especially by Midwestern standards, but I just talked to somebody that's relocating here from New York City, and she is astonished at what she can get for the price. The need for more residential options is clear, and projects like this and others are playing a crucial part of downtown strategy to accommodate its growth. Speaking of luxury apartments, there's another project underway which will be one of the tallest buildings added to the Kansas City skyline in recent history. But if it's historic redevelopment that's more up your alley, then you're going to want to stay tuned to hear about the historic Aladdin Hotel redevelopment. But first, let's discuss this skyline-altering project that's capturing everyone's attention, 800 grand. Soaring to 385 feet, this new tower is not just the tallest new structure in downtown Kansas City in decades, but also the 10th tallest in the city, surpassing heights of the recent 3 and 4 Light buildings. 800 grand is all about bringing luxury downtown with residential offerings comparable to the high-end Light buildings. Imagine living in one of the 300 units, from sleek studios to spacious 3-bedroom apartments, each outfitted with floor-to-ceiling windows that offer stunning views of the downtown skyline. On the bottom floor, you have 24,000 square feet of retail and dining space that will create an 18-hour environment, making the ground floor a hub of activity from dawn till dusk. Plus, the building's commitment to sustainability is clear. It's aiming for the LEED Gold certification with eco-friendly features like a green roof and solar panels. Now, let's shift from the new to the nostalgic and dive into the transformation of the iconic Aladdin Hotel. Built in 1925, the Aladdin was once one of the tallest buildings in Kansas City, and it's now getting a major facelift. Now, I've been inside the Aladdin a few times, including for the exciting start of demolition, and what really grabs me is the way they're keeping the old charm while adding modern touches, while working hard to preserve things like the original marble columns and those cool mosaic tiles that were hidden under carpets for ages. The plan is to turn this historic spot into 122 modern apartments, from smart studios to comfy one-bedrooms, and they're even adding a swanky cocktail bar that'll be open to the public. And the best part, they're aiming to keep rents under the $2,000 mark to make downtown living affordable for folks that are just starting out. The Aladdin is set to open its doors again by summer of 2026, blending the old with the new in a way that just feels right. It's not just about adding more places to live, it's about bringing new life to a piece of Kansas City story. Now, all of these ambitious developments are being driven by some incredible growth numbers that really showcase downtown Kansas City's momentum. In 2023, our city welcomed a record-breaking 28.4 million visitors, generating $6.7 billion in economic impact. But what's really interesting is how these visitors are spending their time and money downtown. According to Visit KC's latest data, the average visitor is staying longer and spending more than ever before. Hotel occupancy in downtown reached 72% in 2023, with average daily rates up 15% from the previous year. And this isn't just weekend tourism. We're seeing significant growth in business travel and convention bookings, with the Kansas City Convention Center reporting its busiest year since 2019. But perhaps even more impressive is the residential growth that we're seeing. Since 2020, downtown's population has grown by 13%, adding nearly 4,000 new residents. And these aren't just any residents, 52% are millennials, making downtown Kansas City one of the youngest urban cores in the Midwest. This demographic shift is driving demand for everything from coffee shops and breweries to co-working spaces. The employment picture downtown is equally impressive. Despite national trends toward remote work, we're seeing higher percentages of employees returning to downtown offices compared to suburban areas. Major employers like H&R Block have renewed their commitments to downtown, with several implementing hybrid work policies that keep their offices active throughout the week. Now, before we dive in deeper to these developments reshaping Kansas City, make sure to hit that subscribe button and also subscribe to my email newsletter using the link in the description. It's packed with the latest Kansas City news, events, and more, delivered to your inbox for free every week. Now, when we talk about downtown Kansas City's growth, it's easy to focus on the new residential projects, but it's so much more than just housing. Right across the street from the Aladdin Hotel redevelopment, the $90 million transformation of Barney Allis Plaza is one of the projects I'm really excited about. This project is such a game changer. They're taking what was essentially a deteriorating parking structure and turning it into an incredible mixed-use public space. We're talking about a dog park, flexible event areas for festivals and pop-ups, a sloped lawn with terraces, and even a pavilion plaza designed for food trucks and public art. It's a complete reimagining of how this space can serve the community. And the timing could not be better. With the FIFA World Cup coming in 2026, this plaza is going to be a centerpiece for downtown Kansas City. Imagine fans from all over the world gathering in a vibrant, modern public space right in the heart of the city. The new parking garage beneath, with room for around 600 vehicles, ensures it'll be functional for both residents and visitors alike. But what excites me most is how this project isn't just about a single event, it's about creating a space that serves Kansas City long after the World Cup. Whether it's for local festivals, casual gatherings, or just a place to relax downtown, Barney Allis Plaza is set to become a cornerstone of our community. Speaking of game-changing developments, let's talk about the South Loop project, easily one of the most innovative projects happening not just in Kansas City, but anywhere. They're taking 5.5 acres of airspace over I-670, space that didn't even exist before, and turning it into a world-class public park. Right now, I-670 creates this obvious divide between the Central Business District and the Crossroads Art District, but this project changes everything. Imagine being able to walk from your downtown office through lush gardens to grab lunch at a pop-up market and then continue straight into the Crossroads for after-work drinks. This kind of seamless connectivity isn't just practical, it's what makes urban living exciting. What really stands out to me are the flexible entertainment venues and market spaces included in the design. Kansas City has so many talented local artists and entrepreneurs, and now they'll have another amazing space to showcase their work. Add in year-round programming, play areas, and gardens, and it's easy to see how this will become a true destination. And it's not just about the park. This project includes critical infrastructure upgrades to I-670 itself. The nearly $32 million investment from MoDOT combined with the city's matching funds will replace outdated retaining walls, draining systems, pavement, and the Walnut Street Bridge. These upgrades don't just lay the groundwork for the park, they'll make the downtown corridor safer and more efficient for everyone. As someone who works with people moving to Kansas City on a daily basis, I can tell you that this is exactly the kind of project that makes people want to live downtown. Walkability, public spaces, community amenities, these are the things that sell city living. Now, shifting gears, another thing that's drawing more visitors and new residents to downtown Kansas City is our diverse and growing culinary scene. I mean, the Kansas City Metro has 6 James Beard semifinalists this year. That's a huge deal, and it just goes to show how Kansas City is stepping onto the national stage as a foodie destination. Let's talk about 2 restaurants that are going to add even more excitement to the downtown dining scene. First up, we have Anjin, and let me tell you, this concept has foodies buzzing. It's coming from the owners of the Antler Room, one of Kansas City's most celebrated restaurants, and it's bringing Japanese izakaya culture right to the crossroads. The space is small, just 20 seats, but that's the charm. Picture a U-shaped bar surrounding an open kitchen where you can watch everything being made, from handmade udon noodles to yakitori skewers. And with a sake program that promises to be next level, it's going to be one of those places where every visit feels like a special experience. Then we have 1587 Prime, a 10,000 square foot 2-story steakhouse opening in the Lowe's Hotel downtown. This one's backed by Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, which makes it hard not to get excited. The design is sleek and modern, and the location could not be better. Street level access will bring so much energy to the area, and those private dining rooms, perfect for everything from business dinners to celebrations, maybe even Super Bowl celebrations. These 2 restaurants are so different, but what makes downtown dining so exciting right now? Together, they're continuing to reshape the way people think about Kansas City as a place to live, work, and, of course, eat. From incredible new dining spots that are drawing people into the heart of the city to the infrastructure projects that are reshaping how we move through it, Kansas City's downtown is evolving on every level. And one of the biggest drivers of this transformation has been the streetcar. The KC streetcar has been nothing short of a magnet for development. Downtown, we've seen this ripple effect where one project leads to another and suddenly entire blocks are being transformed. Now, with the Main Street extension heading south to the Plaza, we're starting to see that same kind of momentum spreading out of downtown and into Midtown. This 3.5-mile southern extension, which just started testing 33 months after breaking ground, is set to be operational later this year. And when it's fully up and running, I have no doubt we'll see similar patterns of growth, restaurants, retail, and residential projects clustering around these stops, creating vibrant hubs all along the route. Meanwhile, the much shorter northern extension to the Berkley Riverfront is feeding into all of the exciting development happening there. At just 0.7 miles, this connection may seem small, but it's a game changer for an area that's already seeing massive investment. And I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. We're watching a 45-acre site transform from what was essentially an industrial wasteland into one of the most vibrant urban villages in Kansas City. Not that long ago, Berkley Riverfront was literally a landfill. Fast forward to today, and we've got a stunning CPKC stadium anchoring the development. It's home to the KC Current and has brought a whole new energy to the area. Every time I drive by, there's something new going up. It's amazing how quickly it's all coming together. One of the newest additions is the Aladdin Hotel, which just opened and offers incredible views of both the river and downtown. Right next door, the Union Apartments have introduced a level of riverfront living that Kansas City hasn't seen before. And then we have Two Birds, One Stone, the project that's currently underway that's going to provide a microbrewery and wine bar to the riverfront. And that's just the beginning. In early 2024, developers outlined plans for the next phase of Berkley Riverfront's growth, a $1 billion mixed-use project that will add more than 2 million square feet of urban amenities over the next decade. Phase 1, which just broke ground, will add at least 480 new apartments and dozens of new commercial spaces featuring retail stores, restaurants, and entertainment venues. If this were here when I was in my 20s, I would 100% be living here. This area is shaping up to be one of the most exciting and dynamic districts in the city. Berkley Riverfront is no longer just a vision, it's becoming a reality, and I can't wait to see what's next. Speaking of districts getting a major facelift, 18th and Vine is absolutely buzzing with activity right now. We're talking about the biggest transformation this area has seen since the Jazz Age glory days, and what's so exciting is how all these projects are coming together to honor the district's history while building something fresh and vibrant for the future. Of course, we have to talk about the Parade Park Homes redevelopment, a $400 million project that's going to bring over 1,000 new residences to the area. They're not just throwing up apartments either. This is about creating a real community. You'll have a mix of affordable and market rate housing, senior living options, and even some for sale townhomes. But Parade Park is just one part of what's happening here. The proposed 18th Street pedestrian mall is going to completely change how people experience this district. With a street designed for people, not cars, with gathering spaces, landscaping, and lighting that makes it a go-to spot for festivals and events. It's all about creating a place where people want to spend time, whether you're a local or just visiting. And then we have the Boone Theater, which is getting a second life as a cultural hub. This 1924 landmark is being restored into a space that'll house the Black Movie Hall of Fame and even co-working spaces. They're also adding a pocket park, which is a really cool way to bring green space into the mix while keeping that historic charm. Finally, we've got the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum expansion, which is a total game changer for 18th and Vine. They're tripling the size of the museum, adding immersive exhibits and a rooftop event space with a cafe. Now, what's happening in 18th and Vine right now feels like a perfect blend of old and new. You've got projects that honor the district's incredible history, like the Boone Theater and the museum, right alongside modern developments like the pedestrian mall and Parade Park Homes. It's the kind of revitalization that's not just about buildings, it's about building a stronger, more connected community. With so much happening across downtown and beyond, from the South Loop to Berkley Riverfront to the 18th and Vine district, it's clear that Kansas City is transforming into something truly special. These projects aren't just about new buildings. They're about creating spaces where people can live, work, and thrive. If you're thinking about making Kansas City your home, my team and I would love to help. Reach out anytime at info@movingtokc.net and we'll guide you every step of the way. And if you want to stay up to date on everything happening in the Metro, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.